devotees and their activities, their history. It is not mythology. The Russians, they say mythology. No. It is history. Mahabharata. Maha means greater. And Bharat means this planet. So Mahabharata means the history of this planet. Now it is minimized. India. India is given the name given by the Britishers or the Europeans. Real name is Bharat, Bharatvarsha, according to the name of Maharaj Bharat. So, this greater India, Mahabharata, this is also history, Itihas. Itihasa Purana. Purana means old history. Purana means old. It is not mythology. Purana. So, Śrimad Bhāgavatam is Amalam Puranam. Amalam. Amala means dirty things. And Amalam means without any dirty things. What is that dirty things? The dirty things means the material modes of nature. Satagun, Rajagun, Tamun. Because it is material, it is called molo, dirty. And Śrimad Bhāgavatam, amalam, without any material contamination. Because simply narration of Bhagavan and Bhagavan's devotee, Bhagavat, Bhakta, therefore it is named Bhāgavatam, dealings between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees, Śrimad Bhāgavatam. So, who will be interested in Śrimad Bhāgavatam? That is mentioned here. Harir guna akiptamana. Kipta means madness. Here is a man, kipta, means he is mad. There are two kinds of madness. One madness is for material enjoyment. They are also mad. Pramatta. Lolam pramatta kurute iti karma. The material madness entangles people more and more in the process of birth and death. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung, Anadi karama phale puri bhavan nava jale toribare na dekhi upay. Anadi karama phale puri bhavan nava jale. We are somehow or other, we have fallen in this material world, the ocean of nescience, Bhavanava. Arnava means ocean, and Bhava means repetition of birth. In this ocean we have fallen. Therefore, our prayer should be not for any material opulence, as we generally do. Give me money or mitigate my distress. This is very lower stage of devotion. To ask something from the Supreme Lord. Artha-arthati jigyasu. The beginning, provided one is background is pious, Because without piety, nobody can approach the Supreme Personality of God. Jesham antagatam papam jananam punnakarma. Those who are simply acting piously, such person can approach the Supreme Personality of God. Not impious person can. Therefore we shall be very, very careful about impious activities. Impious activities, we know the four legs of impious activities: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. So therefore we should be very, very careful about these impious activities. You cannot make any spiritual progress by simultaneously acting impiously and at the same time it is sure, it will go, but it will go very slow. Just like if you have got dry wood, then the fire ignites very easily. And if you bring wet fuel, it takes time. Of course, as soon as there is fire, the wetness of the fuel will dry. But it will require extra energy. And if you put dry fuel, then it ignites very easily. So in order to keep us dry without being wetted by the impious activities, then spiritual progress will be very quick. We should remember. Actually, if we want to be advanced in Krishna consciousness, it is our duty to keep ourselves dry from material wetness. That is our duty. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, especially two things, Vishainam Sandarsanam, Atha Jositat, two things, woman and money. If we become attracted, woman means, for man, the woman is woman, and for the woman, the man is woman. Not that woman means a particular class. Woman means which are enjoyable. In this material world, the man is enjoyable by the woman, and the woman is enjoyable by the man. So for both of them, Vishainam Sandarsam Atha Jositan. Josit means enjoyable. This body is superfluous. The bodily structure, it can be changed. Perhaps you know now in medical science they can change the woman's body into man's body and the man's body into woman's body. It was formerly being also changed. In Bhāgavatam you find that in a garden, I forget the name. In a garden, when Lord Shiva was engaged with Uma, husband and wife, so all of a sudden, many saintly persons entered to see Lord Shiva. At that time, Uma, Parvati became very much ashamed. She was not very properly dressed. So, immediately the saintly person, they left that Lord Shiva is now in his private affairs. Lord Shiva, to please Parvati, he immediately said, henceforward, anyone who will enter this forest, he will become open. So one king, I forget the name, with his party, without the knowledge, he entered the forest and all of them became open. So the idea is that the man's body can be transformed into woman's body and a woman's body can be transformed into man's body because we are not this body, dress. Suppose I have got this dress, this man's dress, I can transform into woman's dress with a sari. But that does not mean I am woman. So, every one of us, living entity, we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The outward dress, man and woman, that is dress. Bhāsāṅsi jinnāni tatha vihāya. We are changing this dress. So, in this material world, because our mentality is to enjoy, therefore, it is called Purusha. Purusha prakriti sthopi bhumte prakritijan guna. Purusha, here Purusha, the living entity, it is said Purusha. Purusha means both man and woman because everyone has got the spirit. I shall enjoy. So therefore he is described as Purusha. Purusha prakriti sthopi in this material world. Bhumte prakriti jana gunan karanam guna sangarsa sadasat janma jonishu. We are getting different types of body on account of our different desires. Karanam guna sangarsa sadasat janma. According to the desire, Krishna is so kind. As we have desired, he supplies the body. That is also explained. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddeshe arjuna tikshati. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishara, he is situated in everyone's heart. So he knows what I want. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddeshe. It is pointed out, riddeshe, in the core of the heart. We haven't got to search throughout the universe. It is within the heart. It is there. Therefore the yogis, they try to find out the Supreme Lord within the heart. Dhyana avastita tadgatina manasa. Santi jam yogi, that is yogi, who tries to find out the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the heart. That is that. That is meditation. Meditation does not mean anything nonsense. To see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. So, Prakriti Sthopi, we are in this material world. What is this material world? Material world means three modes of material nature, Satagun, Rajagun, Tamam. So according to the association, Karanam Guna Sangha, either Satagun or Rajagun or Tamagun, this is going on. And therefore we are getting different types of body. So this is going on. This is called Bhavanama. So, if we want to get release from this entanglement of being polluted by the three modes of material nature, then we have to come to this plant platform, Nirgun. Nirgun. Nirgun means to associate with the Supreme Personality of God or to be engaged in devotional service. That is Nirgun. Mancha vicharini bhakti yogena jasevate sagunana samatita etana brahma bhuyaya kalpa. Immediately you can be placed on the transcendental platform as soon as you begin your devotional service of Bhāgavatam without any deviation. Ananya bhakti. Bhajate mam ananya bhāv. That is one. What is an ananya bhāv? Anna vilasita sunnam. Without any material desire. Sarvapati vinimuktam. That is pure devotion. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore recommends that Niskinchanasya Bhagavat Bhajanolmugas. Anyone who is aspiring to become advanced in Krishna consciousness, this Bhagavat Bhajanolmugas. Why Bhagavad Bhajan requires Paranga Paranga Jigimiso Abusagara. For a person who wants to go to the other side of the ocean of desire, Paranga Paranga Jigimiso. It means one who is very rich man. No. Rich man and poor man doesn't matter. If one is interested simply with the four principles of the bodily necessities, ahara, nidra, bhaya, moha, eating, sleeping, sex and defense, they are called Vishaya. Vishaya khalu sarvatasya. If Vishaya means rich man, then why the Shastra says Vishaya khalu sarvatasya? The enjoyment of these four necessities of body, it is available everywhere. The sparrow is also enjoying Vishaya. There is a male and female and they are jumping from one tree to another, from here to there, and as soon as they require, they are enjoying sex and are eating something. So eating, sleeping, mating, this is going on. That Vishaya is available. I have seen at night small insects. They are also enjoying eating, sleeping, mating. The small, very small ant is captured. Jiva jivasya jivanam. One life is meant for being eaten by another life. You can see man is very small. He has got all the same tendency. So Vishaya khalu sarvatasya. So one has to become free from this Vishaya. Vishayanam sandarsanam asajoshitaat. Ahanta visavaksanatati asadu. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we shall be very careful. Vishayana. A devotee, if he thinks, oh, here is a nice woman, if I could enjoy her, or here is a nice man, if I could enjoy her. This is Vishayinam Sandarsam. To see one woman is not dangerous, but to think of enjoying, that is it. Similarly, to see one man is not dangerous. You cannot avoid that. You are on the street here. But to see with the spirit of enjoyment, that is dangerous. So you should be very careful. And that requires, I would say, training, very strong training in Krishna consciousness. Unless one is strongly in Krishna consciousness, that long habit of enjoying the spirit cannot be given up. Yogi bhavayami samadhasi va nityasta jantu. Jantu, animal. Anyone who is addicted to bhavaya, sex life, amisha, meat eating, madhaseva, intoxication. That is the natural tendency of anyone in this material world. Bhavaya amisha madhaseva, nitya. So, spiritual advancement means to give up. This amisha madhaseva, that is spiritual life. And spiritual life does not mean you have to grow 4 hands and 4 legs. No. Simply you have to give up this tendency of bhavayami samadhaseva. And therefore Shastra gives you training how to. Therefore here it is said, Harer gunakhitta moti Bhagavan vadana. Don't do that. Don't divert yourself. You cannot understand, you can go play there. Harer gunakhitta. So you cannot be mad after Harer guna unless you give up your madness of material enjoyment. So long we are mad after material happiness, then we do anything wrong. Nunam pramatta kurute bikarma. Bikarma means activities which are forbidden. It's like bhavaya, amisha madhasya. These are forbidden. But they indulge in these things nowadays, all over the world. This bhavaya, amisha madhasya. This is bikarma, forbidden activities. But they indulge in. Why? Because pramatta, they have become mad. So, madness there is. So what madness you have to give up? This material madness. And you have to become mad after Krishna. Then your life is successful. That madness is exhibited by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jugaitam animisena, jakshusha pravishaitam, sunnaitam jagat sattvam, govindam virahena. That madness. Jugaitam animisena. One moment appears to be one juga. One juga means 12 years. So, jugaitam animisena, jakshusha pravishaitam, crying. There is tears in the eyes like the torrents of rain. Jugaitam animisena, jakshusha, sunnaitam jagat sattvam. I feel the whole world is vacant. Why? Govinda vinahena. This madness is what? Without Govinda. That madness. So that madness fully exhibited in Vrindavan by the gopis. They were mad after Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan and to Mathura, they became so mad that they had no other business than chakshusha pravisha, simply crying, torrents of rain. That is what. That is Vrindavan life. Not that seeking after sex in Vrindavan. That means such person will have to take birth as monkey next time. Monkey. Because they have taken shelter of Vrindavan and still they are indulging monkey's business. So they have to, in Krishna, it is Krishna's mercy. Tattenukampa susamiksamana. In Vrindavan, the land, transcendental land, that will not go in vain. But these persons who are indulging unnecessary sex life in Vrindavan, they'll have to take birth as monkey in Vrindavan, and then next life they will be liberated. So, otherwise, why in Vrindavan the monkeys? They are also devotees, but they could not proceed nicely. So, animal life means stopping sinful activities, and whatever sinful reaction is there in one life, finished. So, we shall be very, very careful. In the Dhama, in other places, if you chant Hare Krishna, the result of the chanting will be increased 1,000 times if you chant in Vrindavan. Similarly, in other places, the sinful activities, if you commit that sinful activities in Vrindavan, then it will 1,000 times increase. So we have to be very careful. So Krishna is very kind. Tattenukampa susamanjana evam kitang vipak. If we act impiously, we have to suffer, but for a devotee, karmani niddhati kintu cha bhakti bhāja. Karmani niddhati. Others, for sinful activities, they will have to continue. But if a devotee is in sinful activities, in one life it is finished. But don't take this concession. We should be very much careful not to come in. No, we shall have to increase our madness for Hare Guna Kitta Mati Bhagavan Bhāgavatam. And Bhāgavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is also addressed as Bhagavan. If one is mad after Bhagavan, he is as good as Bhagavan. Hare Rakhitta. One is mad after Bhagavan, he is as good as Bhagavan. Therefore, Bhāgavatam is addressed here as Bhagavan. In the spiritual world, Bhagavan and his paraphernalia, there is no difference. Don't think that the calf or the cows in Vrindavan is less than Krishna. No, they are as good as Krishna. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavithavi. They are expansion of Krishna's Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. Krishna wants to play with the cows and calves. So his Ananda Chinmaya, his spiritual potency appears as cows and calves. Therefore we see Krishna is embracing the calves and cows. He is not embracing a material cow. He has nothing to do with material. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita. So a pure devotee of Krishna is also addressed Bhagavan. Pure devotee, not that a magician. A pure devotee. Allah Vilasata Sallam. Bhagavan Vadarayani Adhyabhya Mahadakhanam. This is Mahadakhanam. It is not ordinary akhan. Śrimad Bhāgavatam. Amanam Purana. He was liberated person, but being to hear about Krishna more and more, this is not material, this is spiritual. Monakhanam Nityam Vishnu Jana Priya. Nityam. Bhagavad is not for a saptaha. Bhagavad is meant for Nityam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nasta Praeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Not that one is completely free from the modes of material nature, but Praeshu, almost finished. Nasta Praeshu. Then he becomes interested. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Or by serving Śrimad Bhāgavatam regularly. Nityam, as it is said, Nityam Vishnu Jana Priya. Vishnu Jana and Harijan. Harijan doesn't mean Chamas and Bangir. Harijan means Tamas and Bhangis can be elevated to horizon, but not by rubber stamp. Vishnujan. Vishnujan and Harijan, the same thing. So Vishnujana Priya, those who are Vishnujana, their most favorable subject matter of understanding is Śrimad Bhāgavatam, our Lord Purana. Thank you very much. जय मुस्ताद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचा सदस्यवाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गुरु बुद्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर समर्थ, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना, यमुना तीर वनचारी, Bihari. Jaya Radha Bhāgava Kunda Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Rangana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Rangana. Yamuna Tira Vanadhari. Yamuna Tira Vanadhari.
Rejuvenated by loving service to the Lord, gains liberation from material association, mukti, and comes to know scientifically of the personality of Godhead.
Evam prasanna manuso Bhagavat bhakti yogata Bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasajaya. Bhagavat tattva vijnanam. It is not sentiment, it is vijnan. Vijnan means science. To become a devotee does not mean a sentimentalist. Sentimentalist has no value. One who has, there is sentiment, that is emotional sentiment in the, just like this child is dancing. It is not sentimental, he has no sentiment, but he is dancing from the spiritual awakening. This dancing is not dogs dancing. This is one who is feeling love of Godhead, he is dancing. The more one feels love of Godhead, he can dance, he can chant, he can cry. There are so many, 8 kinds of Ashtashatik Vikar, transformation of the body, tears in the eyes. So, Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. Jnanam me paramam guhyam jad vijnana samannitam. Krishna said to Brahma, Jnanam me paramam guhyam. To know about Krishna, it is very, very confidential. It is not ordinary thing. Vijnana. Therefore, many scientists, they are also joining our movement. Many doctors of philosophy, chemistry, they are understanding this is a science. And the more you make propaganda, the higher circle of the society, learned scholars, professors, scientists, philosophers, they will join. And for them, we have got so many books. We have proposal to publish 80 books. Out of them, we have published about 14 books. So it is a science. Otherwise, why Śrimad Bhāgavatam has devoted 18,000 verses for understanding? In the beginning of Śrimad Bhāgavatam, it is said, Dharma projita koitavatra. The cheating, sentimentalism, the so-called religious system is projita. is projita, is kicked out. There is no such place here in the Śrimad Bhāgavatam, projita. Just like you brush something with broomstick or something and throw away the dust. Similarly, the dusty thing, so-called sentimental religionism, is not here in the Śrimad Bhāgavatam. It is a science. Paramam Guhyam. Very confident. To understand Krishna is not ordinary thing. Krishna says, Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddhaye jatatam abhisidhyana kaschid bhektimam tattat. So, this truth is understandable through Krishna or through Krishna's representative. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Maya Saktamana Partha Jugam Junjan Madasraya. Madasraya. Madasraya means under me. Actually it means, Madasraya means one who has taken the shelter of Krishna, or one who has surrendered to Krishna without any reservation. He is called Madasraya, or one who has taken shelter of Krishna perfectly. So this yoga, this bhakti yoga, as it is said here, Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. So Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga can be learned when one takes fully shelter at the lotus feet of a Bhagavad Bhakta. That is called Bhagavad. You cannot become Bhagavad Bhakta independent without caring for your spiritual master. That is nonsense, that is rascal. You will never be able. We are singing daily, Jasya Prasadāda Bhagavat Prasāda. But you do not know the meaning, unfortunately. Jasya Prasadāda. If the spiritual master is pleased, then Bhagavan is pleased. Not that independently. Jasya Prasada, in the 10 kinds of offences, the first offence is Guru Ravagya, disobeying the orders of Guru. And especially Guru's business is to preach Krishna consciousness, and if a person blasphemes, a person who is preaching all over the world Krishna consciousness, that is the greatest offense. But we are reading 10 kinds of offences, Guru Bhasta, and the Gurus. Do you know the meaning? What is that? Sri Guru Charana Padma. What is that? Song? Read it. Savadhana Mate. With great care. You sing this song, do you know the meanings? No. Who can explain the meaning? Yes, you explain.
Shri Guru Charana Padma means the lotus feet of the Guru. Gave all the bhaktis. He is a reservoir of all devotion or bhakti. Gandha Mui Savadhana means that we worship him with great awe.
Read the other lines.
Jahana Prasadi Bhai.
And Jahana Prasadi Bhai, then?
E Bhavatariya Jai.
E Bhavatariya Jai. If one is, favored by Guru, then the path to cross over the nescience is clear. Jahana Prasadi Bhai, E Bhavatariya Jai. Then next line.
Krishna Prati Hoy Jaha.
And Krishna Prapti hai jahate. By the favor of Guru, one gets Krishna. This is the Jasya Prasadad Bhagavad, everywhere. This is Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. So one who has not attained this stage, what is the Bhagavad Bhakti? It is just Kirtan. That is not Bhagavad. Evam prasanna manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga, it is a kind of yoga, or the real yoga. Topmost yoga system is Bhagavad Bhakti, and Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga begins Adu Gurvasrayam. First of all, surrender to Guru. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. The official initiation has no meaning unless one was fully surrendered to Guru. There is no question of initiation. Dibbagyan hriday prakashit. Dibbagyan is transcendental knowledge. So to play tricks with Guru, to become diplomat and intriguer, these rascals will not help Bhagavad Bhakti. You can get some other things, some material profit, but spiritual life will be spoiled. So this Krishna consciousness movement is for spiritual enlightenment, not for how to get money, how to earn money. This is the Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches, na dhanang na janang na sundaring kavitang vajagadisha kamaya. Na dhanang. The materialists, what they want? They want money. They want many followers and many subordinates, or nice, beautiful wife. This is materialism. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refuses. No, I don't want money. This is teaching. Na dhanang, na janang. I don't want to rule over somebody. No. Na dhanang, na janang, na sundaring kavita. A poetic imagination of nice, beautiful wife. These things I do not want. What is then Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga? Mama janmani janmani shari bhavatad bhakti rahit kirtari. Then Bhagavad Bhakta do not want even liberation. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying janmani janmani, birth after. One who is liberated, he does not take any more birth in this material world. Those who are impersonalists, they merge into the effulgence, bodily rays of Krishna, and those who are devotees, they get permission to enter into Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan. So, if you want prasanna mana, always jubilation, that is spiritual life. Not that always morose, making some plans. That is not spiritual life. You don't find any materialistic person jubilant. He is morose and thinking and smoking cigarette and drinking, making some big plan. That is materialism. And Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata prasanna manaso. And the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, na sochati na kankati. Prasannatma. This is spiritual life. As soon as you become actually in spiritual life, never mind either you in impersonal philosophy or personal philosophy, both of them are spiritualists, only the difference is the impersonalists think that I am spirit, God is spirit, therefore we want to merge into this. Sajujya Mukti. Krishna gives them Sajujya Mukti, but that is not very safe. Because Anandamaya Abhyasa, Ananda, real Ananda cannot be realized oneself. There must be two. Love does not mean I love myself and meditate upon love. No. There must be that another person lover. Therefore Dvaita Bhava. As soon as we come to the bhakti school, there must be Dvaita Bhava. Two. Krishna and Krishna's devotee. And the exchange of Krishna and Krishna's servant is called bhakti. The dealings, that is called bhakti. Therefore it is said, Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata. Not monism, oneness. There is always the bhakta, devotee is trying to please Krishna. They are just like gopis, the topmost devotees. Their only business is to please Krishna. That's all. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended Ramya Kachid Upasana Brajavadhu Varga Bhija Kalivita. There cannot be better method of worship than the process which the gopis adopted. They did not care for anything. The gopis, some of them were engaged in household affairs. Somebody was talking with husband, sometimes taking care of the children. Some of them were boiling milk. As soon as there was Krishna's floor, everything left on the... Where you are going? Husband, brother, father, where you are going? Or no, don't care. Krishna's flute is there. We do not know anything. This is devotion. The highest, topmost. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so strict that a woman could not come very near to offering obeisances from little distance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a sannyasi, he was so strict. Of course, that should be the principle. But especially in your country, that cannot be very strictly observed. But at least one should be very careful. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so strict, he is eulogizing the gopis' love of Krishna. So that gopis' love is not ordinary thing. It is transcendent. Otherwise, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciates? How Sukadeva Goswami appreciates Krishna Lila. This Krishna Lila is not ordinary thing. It is spiritual. So unless one is situated firmly in Bhakti Yoga, they should not try to understand what is the pastimes of the gopis with Krishna. That will be dangerous. Narottam Das Thakur, he says, Rupo Raghunatho Pade Hoive Akuti Pabe Hama Bhujava Sri Jugalapiriti. Jugalapiriti, the loving dealings between Radha and Krishna. Jugal means couple. Piriti means love. So Narottam Das exalted Acharya. He said, when I shall be able to understand, not that now I have understood everything. Now I have understood everything. It is a Vijnana, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. So we should be very careful to understand the science. And the science can be understood through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Josya Prasad. First of all, Try to please your spiritual master. Then try to understand. So, it is a great science. Tad vidhi panipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Upadakṣanti tad jnanam jnanina tattadarishina. This is the process. First of all, surrender yourself. Say, I have surrendered you. All right. Now I don't like it. What is it? What is this surrender? Now I don't like it. That means there was no surrender. Surrender does not mean now I surrender, and if you do not please me, if you do not satisfy my senses, then I don't like it. That is not surrender. Surrender, the example is given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, dog. Very good example. The dog surrenders to the master fully. Even the master kills him, he does not protest. This is the example. Vaishnava Thakur tomar kukur bolia jano ho more. Vaishnava Thakur, my dear, my revered spiritual master, you are the best of the Vaishnavas. Please accept me as your dog. That is surrender. So, real surrender begins. Maya saktamana pratha jugam junjan madasvaya. The asvaya loiya bhaje. Krishna tare nahi taje. One who executes devotional service taking shelter of bona fide spiritual master, Krishna will never give him up. He will accept. Asray loiya bhaje Krishna tare nahi taje. Arsa more akara. Others, they will simply waste their time. That's all. So this is Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. Ado Gudbhasram Sadharma Pricha. Sadhu Marganu Gamanam. Everything is there in the devotional service, in the nectar of devotion, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, we are publishing. If we do not understand, if we think that these books are for sale, and we are all learned, we have learned everything, finished, our business is finished. Let him not improve the condition. Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam, it is a science. As you learn science, just like our Swarup Damodar, doctor, he is now doctor. We have got another doctor in Nivindan. He is also science, he does. So, if you want to take the doctorate title, that is also the surrender. There are committees, 3-4 main committees. When they certify, yes, this is all right, this thesis is presented by such and such, it is approved. Then you get. So everywhere there is. Tad vijnanatham sagarumeva avigachet. So if we are not serious about understanding the science of Krishna, if you take some opportunity to become this, to become that, and to make some money and this and that, then the whole thing is finished. For opportunists, there is no Krishna consciousness. For the real surrender soul, madasra. So, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam, everyone we are, at least we have enlisted ourselves to become graduate in Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. This is the process. Madasraya, Krishna says. Madasraya means Yogam Janjang Madasraya. To become under Krishna, or that is not possible because without taking shelter of Krishna's servant, Gopi Bhattu Padakamalo, Daso, we have to become servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. Not aspiring I shall become directly servant of Krishna. That is Mayavad. Our process is the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches the servant of this more one has become servant of the 100th generation down. He is perfect. So, try to understand. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayati. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnan, this science who can understand? Mukta Sangasya. Mukta means liberate and Sangha means association. So association means we are contaminated by the material nature. Sometimes we are good, sometimes we are passionate, sometimes we are rascal. There are three gunas. Some of them are very good, and some of them are passionate, and some of them are rascals. So we have to transcend even the platform of so-called goodness. That is called Mukta Sangha. Because in the material life, we are always associating with these gunas, three qualities. Gunamayi, Maya. Devi Jesa Gunamayi, Gunamoyi. Guna, these three gunas. So it is very difficult. Sometimes we are in the platform of goodness, then we fall down in the passion, then we fall down in ignorance, or some ignorance rise again in goodness, and again fall down. This is going on. But therefore, you have to become Mukta Sangasya, above all these qualities. Above all, I am very good man, I am good manager, I am the, you have to surpass that also. That is called Mukta Sangasya. That Mukta Sangasya is possible when we are sincerely engaged in devotional service, just like the deity worship. The deity worship means gradually to become Mukta Sangha. But deity worship is essential. There is process, you must rise early in the morning, you must take bath, you should offer Mangala Arati, then after that, dressing, flowering. In this way, if you always remain, then gradually you will become Mukta Sangha. The turn.
The following is a class from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, 9th chapter, text number 23, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, recorded in December of 1966 in New York.
Jippanna divata bhaktya jajante sadhyannita Sipi mami vakantya jajanti avidhi purvakam. So, worship of the Supreme Lord and worship of other demigods, that is being discussed in this verse by Lord Sri Krishna. Actually, there is no need of worshipping any demigod beside the Supreme. But in the lower stage, just like the other day we have discussed, because we cannot immediately give up our concept of material existence and material happiness and material distress, we take into consideration very seriously without any spiritual life or without any idea of spiritual existence. Therefore, sometimes recommended in the Vedic literature that For this purpose you can worship this demigod. Just like the other day I gave you the example that those who are diseased, they are recommended to worship the sun god. There are different kinds of desires. One who wants beautiful wife, he has been recommended to worship Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. In this way, there are hundreds of demigods and we have got hundreds of desires. Just like one who wants to eat flesh, he is advised to worship goddess Kali. Because the Vedic literature will not allow to have a regular slaughterhouse. No, that cannot be. But still, those who want the facility of eating flesh, they are advised that, all right, you worship goddess Kali and sacrifice a goat before the goddess and eat it. But there is a great list of formulas to make that, sacrifice of goat. Not that I take a goat or cow to the slaughterhouse and cut it. No, that is not enough. The idea is to restrict him, not to encourage him. Just like not in your country, in our country, there is prohibition. In some cities there is strictly prohibition. No wine can be available. But still there are wine shops under government license. So this wine shop does not mean to encourage citizens to come and drink wine. No. The idea is to restrict those who cannot live without liquor. For them there is some concession, because one must live after all. Similarly, one who cannot avoid meat eating, for him that demigod, goddess Kali. But unfortunately, some foolish persons, they have advertised that goddess Kali worshipping, he has become God. These are all foolishness. This recommendation, here it is said by Lord Śrila, Tepi mame va kauntya, that worship of different demigods is indirectly offering worship to me because they are my representative. But abhidhipurvakam. Abhidhipurvakam, it is not prescribed. Abhidhipurvakam. It is what is called in English, which is not legal, illegal, not prohibited. Something which is not allowed by law, but sometimes some concession is given. So anyway, it is clearly stated here, abhidhipurvakam. Then vidhipurvakam also, vidhipurvakam is under regulation. Just like in your body you have to take special care of your stomach, the digesting machine for your food stuff. If your digestion is all right, then the energy will be supplied equal to all parts of the body. So, that is necessary. But at the same time, it is not prohibited that you should not take care of the hand, which is a part of your body. That's all. Similarly, to worship demigod may be accepted if people know that these demigods are authorized agents of the Supreme Lord. There is acceptance of Supreme Lord. But those fools who do not accept the Supreme God and misunderstand that this particular type of demigod is all in all. Oh, they are doing nonsense. They are doing nonsense. They are placing so many competitors of the Supreme Lord. That is avidipurvam. That is illegal. Nobody can be competitor of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is known as asamordha, asama avudha. Nobody is greater than the Supreme Lord and nobody is equal on the same level. Everyone, whatever he may be, however powerful he may be, they are all living entities. There are innumerable living entities and some of them are by degrees. One is powerful more than the other. So, in the material world, we can see that Brahma, Lord Brahma is the most powerful demigod. Similarly, Lord Shiva is also next to Brahma or equal to Brahma. Somebody says he is more than Brahma, whatever it may be. So, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are considered to be the most powerful demigod. But still, it is prohibited that one should not think of them as equal to the Supreme Lord. It is strictly prohibited in Vaishnava Puranas. It is said like this, Jastu Narayanam Devam, Jastu Narayanam Devam, Brahma Rudradi Devati, Sabhaktena Vikkheta, Sa Pashandi Bhave Dhruvam. Any person who keeps on the same level demigods like Brahma Rudra, that means Brahma and Lord Shiva, with Narayan. Narayan is the Supreme Lord. Just Narayan Devam, Brahma Rudradi Devati. They are very big demigods, but even they cannot be placed on the equal level of Narayan, the Supreme Lord. Just to Samaktina Vikkheta, anyone says that to me everyone is the same. He is Pasandi. His Pasandi means non-faithful, unfaithful, unbeliever. He is Pasandi. Some Pasandi Bhavedhuvam. He is unbeliever. He has no faith in God. He is an unbeliever. So if we worship demigods as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, then it is all right. But if we accept a particular type of demigod as he is the Lord, then that is irregular. That is not accepted here in the Bhagavad Gita. Avidhi Purvakam. Aham hi sarvajagyanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha nasumam abhijananti tattena ataschavantite. The Lord says, I am the only enjoyer, beneficiary of all kinds of sacrifices. Aham hi bhokta, aham hi sarvajagyanam bhokta. Bhokta means enjoyer. Just like in the office or in the factory, so many workers, they are working day and night producing money. But who is the bhokta? Who is the enjoyer? The enjoyer is the proprietor. They are not enjoyer, they are laborers, they are workers. Similarly, any kind of worship, any kind of sacrifice, any kind of charity, any kind of penance, any kind of austerity, any kind of philosophical discussion, any kinds of meditation. There are so many things recommended for self-realization or the supreme absolute truth realization. The Lord Krishna says, all those processes, the ultimate beneficiary is I am, myself, Lord Krishna. Aham hi sarvajoganam bhokta. Prabhurevacha. Master. Prabhu means master. Natumam avijananti. People do not know me. Natumam avijananti, that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the absolute enjoyer. We are all enjoyed. There are two things, enjoyer and the enjoyed. That's like a crude example can be given. That a husband and wife, the husband is supposed to be the enjoyer.